listen. 60-odd miles from a plan. Is it too late to learn to listen? Too late to be less a man. How many yesterdays are between us now? How many yesterdays are between us now? We carried it all, cobbling miles as we go, a line at a time.
Okay, so how's everybody doing? So I just want to show you that this is what I generally use. People have asked, like, what do I use for fairing out like terrain, for building up soils and stuff? Because I use cork and balsa. I use balsa wood for roads, cork for road bed, which is fairly traditional, right? Plywood for substructure base. I use this, it's called fast mash. Now there's celluclay, there's Sculptamold and fast mash. They're all pretty much a commercial type paper mache. So just pick your poison, right? You know, it's water-based, it's non-toxic, it's safe for family and kids and everything. That's what I love about it. And actually, I've been using this for 50 years. 50 years. The original was called cell clay. But I find that it's good, like you don't use it to build out bulk, like you use foam for, you know, for building out your bulk. And then you put a skim coat, a 1/4 inch or 1/8 or even a 1/16 over top. And it puts a hard shell on top that has a really nice built-in soil texture that you don't have to add. You can paint and flock grass onto later. And you can drill into it. It's super lightweight. It dries really hard. It does have a shrink rate though, which I don't mind. You learn to work with shrink rates over time anyway. So I basically use this, like I'm going to use it to fair in these edges like on the ditches and stuff, or to fair in terrain elements. Like if there's a foam piece going into wood in a gap there, I can build up a little bit to hide it, things like that. But I don't put it on really thick because it's a waste. Okay, but it's not that expensive. You can get this anywhere at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or anywhere, and every modeler, diorama builder or model should have some of this, right? Either one of those three that I mentioned. Fast mash, Sculptamold, or cell clay, okay? Okay, how's everybody doing? So I'm taking a poke at this terraforming exercise here now. So I got a kind of an idea what I want to do. But the first thing, I'll just talk about what I use for adhesive in a second, where I'm going with this. So I want to get this first piece in, because there's a seam right behind here, like between the two benchworks or the two sections. So when I separate this, I want it to be as easy as possible with no sawzall. So I've already talked about, I can put cuts through the track here with the Dremel zip cutter, no big deal, and then the rest will split fine. This will just pop away when I pull the 3 bolts. There's wax paper or parchment paper between these two sections. So I don't want to glue this back section. Like this is going to be like a keystone piece that fits in here. And it'll be a retaining wall for the I-Plex plastics on the other side. So I want to be able to pull it in and out so I can model it without climbing up here. The one disadvantage to high benchwork, this is 57 inches, is that you got to climb up onto a step ladder. Now, I haven't had to do that because, as most people know that have been with the channel now for a few years, they know how I build things. I build them modular, little dioramas, and then insert them in, get it all so it fits, and then do as little as I can on it by getting up in here. Okay, so that, I've been able to do that so far pretty good, but there's times where you just have to. So I'm going to lay all this up. This is kind of the keystone piece. This has been glued in place with PL 300, right? So this is the correct foam board, okay, adhesive. Now, people use other adhesive, whatever. You can use whatever you want. I really don't care, but I like to use the correct adhesive for the job, okay? So they've changed this. Like the old PL 300, I hated it. Even though, like, in the industry, we had to use it because that was, you know, what you had to use when you attached, especially when you were doing foam board on vertical surfaces. Like, I'll tell you a quick story. A guy one time that we hired, he was new and everything. He used PL 300 to put these foam board sound deadening panels. They were painted and stuff for a sound studio. And he put the PL 300 on and just stuck it on the wall. And the next morning, they were all laying on the floor, right? When we brought the guy in to get paid, right? They're laying on the floor. You know what? I never forgot that. And so, you know, we forgot to tell him, look, you push it against the wall and then you lift, you pull it away so it's cobwebby and air gets in, then you put it back on. Now, that older PL 300 was actually kind of, I didn't like it much. It stunk really bad. It was like really toxic smell. And it was thick and kind of unwieldy. It was just horrible stuff to work with. And if you got it on your hands, like, you were really hooped for days to get it off. This PL 300, they've changed it. Like LePage's has changed it. They changed the chemistry. It comes out like caulk now, like caulking, which is great. And it doesn't smell. So thank goodness they're moving towards that now. So, but I do the same thing. I stick it down, then I lift it off and put it down. So I put this weight on here because I'm going to leave this till tomorrow, because I don't want it to move. And just, I'll just say this now, but I'll probably show some of it moving forward. I want to make sure that my foam is down really secure because I carve my foam. I don't use a hot wire. I wasn't going to bring up the hot wire, but I'll just say this in closing on this part. I hate hot wires, so please don't bring it up, okay? I know more about hot wires than most people do in the hobby world, that is for sure, because I used them in film, right? Like hot wires that would blow you away, like commercial hot wires, cutting huge like panels for wings, for foam planes, you know, whatever, right? Okay, so know all about it. It's the most toxic, like melting foam vapor is the most toxic thing you can ever be exposed to, okay? Like the carcinogens that are in that stuff, like, are lethal, okay? Later on, you'll find out with your lungs. Okay, so that, because this hobby, we hover over things, hover over paint, glue and everything, that's why I do acrylic. Because it, like, the vapor won't kill me, right? Before I get to enjoy my layout. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do, and then I'll show you how I build up this background, and then what, well, I'll add this in too. One of the challenges is compression, right? And scene development, and always in the mind, and this still happens to me, like, and I've been doing this for so long, like in different capacities, you always seem to be able to fit your scene that's in your mind into the footprint, but it never works. You always run out of space. If I could just have a couple more inches, you know. So, because I want to have this farmhouse up here, but I don't want to squeeze it in and then crowd the grain elevator. So I'm fighting with that too. So what I'm going to do is build up all this foam, and then I'm going to cut it back, okay?